is Derek Wright from Rocky Mountain Sasquatch organization. I'm one of its members. Typically you see Kelly out here giving you these sighting reportings, but this one in particular I'm going to give you because for the first time you're actually going to get an eyewitness account of one of the sightings that we're reporting, and that's because it's mine. This is actually where it happened. Keep in mind that this was back right around 1981 that it happened. So a lot of this has actually changed from what it looks like then. Now it's pretty much a typical neighborhood. You got your school, you got your park, you know, apartments and stuff here, you know, but this is pretty much where it actually happened. We're standing pretty close right now to where I first actually saw the creature. I don't know how far off you can see in this direction, but this other telephone pole that's up here, there's a car that's just below it. That car is sitting almost exactly where I ditched it down into a ditch with one of my buddies, my buddy Chris Larson. So if Chris, you ever see this, buddy, call me. Let's talk about this, because it's been a long time since either one of us ever even talked together about this instance. So I kind of like to see his 2 cents on it too. But anyway, this thing actually saw it coming out of basically this big park. This big park was here. A lot of this was not, though. If you pan over here, a lot of this was all fields right here. These basically your external classrooms for the elementary weren't here. There was like one house that was sitting right here, and that was about it. And a 7-Eleven that we always went to up there. And that was pretty much about all was here. It was just solid field that we used to chase rabbits and stuff like that as a kid on. We used to play in the park all the time. But anyway, this thing come walking literally out of the park, went underneath this street light right here. And honestly, my visual says there was another street light here further down on the actual corner, because I don't remember it being so far away from where I ditched it. But it walked underneath the street light, and I'm sitting down, laying down about where that black car is over there. See where the SUV is? It's just beyond that. That was a whole orchard that was just orchard. These apartments up here weren't here. The houses in the background weren't there. It was just a big, huge field full of trees and bushes and basically a 10-year-old's playground. You know, it's where all 10-year-old boys congregated and built your forts, built your huts, stuff that you played in. But it walked straight past this, literally down the sidewalk, underneath and right in front of us. Right where that car was, there used to be a line of bushes that separated the house from the orchard, and we were just on those side of the bushes. When we saw it, we ditched down and just a little ditch down underneath, just underneath some weeds and overgrown grasses and stuff that were there, just ditching it out of sight. Keep in mind at the time, when I was in 6th grade, I was 3'6" and weighed 65 pounds. I was this little teeny tiny guy. I'm still a little guy, short dude, but I was tiny. So, you know, it's one of those things, you could just ditch it and hide. We used to do it all the time. Cars used to come by, whatever. But this thing literally walked. I probably really couldn't have grabbed its foot, but it felt like it was close enough. It literally was from here to, you know, like the snowbank away from me down in a ditch hiding underneath some bushes. And it just walked right past. Once it passed us, it crossed. Basically, this end street where it goes to the yield was always there. It went down, and you could hang a left, and then another right, but that still was just all fields. It walked into that field, walked straight kitty corner to the northeast until we couldn't see it anymore. We lived, or at least we were staying there's this little red house right here on the corner. 2 houses down from that, we used to sleep out in the backyard. You know, this specific night, we actually had a tent set up and was sleeping out in a tent. And was just heading to 7-Eleven to get some candy. That's what we were out there. This is 1 o'clock in the morning, you know, 1:30 in the morning or something like that. So just, you know, you're already kind of tripped out being just a little kid running around at 1 o'clock in the morning, middle of the dark. But to encounter something like this literally scared the hell out of me. Changed my life, you know. Something that I just think it's cool. I thought I hit the lotto at that point in time as far as I was concerned, because, you know, I probably won't ever hit the lotto again, but I sure as hell plan on seeing another Bigfoot. So keep in touch, because we're gonna get it. It's gonna happen. Anyway, take care. Thanks for listening.